halftime, about 4 seconds left to go in the half. See if Carolina gets another bucket before the half to go up 40-25 in a one-sided first half. Kansas gets out super fast. Looks like North Carolina is shaken. Looks like they have very few answers. Playing bad, really not even remotely close to their best basketball. Reeling the Jayhawks while really, kind of tapping the ball places, really very little control there. Missing a lot of threes, too much adrenaline there off the back of the rim. But still managing to take that lead at 13-12. And I got to tell you, at that point, it is this is a beatdown so far. But I mean, we saw this with Miami and Kansas. Joe, what are your thoughts here?
Wow, I just can't believe as soon as they got the lead how much they dominated their defense, just playing outstanding there too. Can't believe some of the stops they put on Kansas here.
Well, I only made 2 bets on this game. Those of you that have my premium picks, I only have 2 bets on this game. North Carolina money line and North Carolina alternate line -3.5 were the only bets that I made on this game. I figured it was North Carolina by 10 or more. When Brian said North Carolina, he said this game comes down to a bucket, I was just like, you must have been at Disney World with your kid, which is fine, but it's like, I don't think so, because we haven't seen Kansas up against a team with big men. I think when they left Brady Manick out on the perimeter for the wide open threes, that's where we saw this game go from, a back and forth, 12-11, 13-12, and then all of a sudden it was a 6-point lead for Carolina. And since that 6-point lead, it's only been extended. The UNC Baylor game certainly was a comeback, situation there on the other side of it against Carolina, and of course Kansas against Miami. The difference in those games there's big differences here because, like we talked about on the show this morning, and I tried to really, explain to everybody where I was without, saying the pick. And believe it or not, some idiot in the comments that I've never seen this person's name before in there says, oh, his premium picks on Kansas, clearly. It's like, I don't know. I think, Joe, did you know I was on North Carolina like this morning when we were talking on the show and stuff? Because I was trying to give both sides, but I was saying how Kansas hadn't played, that those 2 games, the Villanova and Miami games, that neither of those teams had the big men. Neither of them had the big men. And, I thought that, I thought McCormick and Bat, very, very even, or McCormick slight edge we gave him right this morning. Yeah, we felt that, Manick, when Lightfoot comes in, was just ownership. And that's what we have seen here is that Lightfoot is a non-entity. Remy Martin did hit a big 3 there, but I mean, he's not in this caliber of a Love or, Davis. I mean, he's not even in their league. And Abaji is Abaji. I mean, I would say McCormick even more than a slight edge. I think he is a better player. He is a better player. But the other guy, I mean, the guts. And McCormick's fired up. I mean, I think of the Kansas players, him and Abaji are doing their part. I think, a lot of these Kansas things are not necessarily flowing for them. I can't see Kansas winning the second half. The thing is, I'm sure I have a great hedge position here. So let's take a quick look at the numbers. I must, because I'm on. Those of you that joined us late, I gave out 2 premium picks on this game. One for Mitch's my regular premium picks. That was North Carolina money line. And the other one on Mitch's bombs was North Carolina laying the alternate spread at +261. So, I love it. So I'm in a really good shape here because Kansas -6.5 is -120. They're down by 15. So that gives me an 8.5 point middle of hitting a +170 money line and a +170 money line and hitting at Kansas -6.5. The other side of it is that on my alternate at +261, if we take the Kansas -6.5 here, so that'd be 15.5 less -6.5. That puts us at 8.5, and then another 3.5. So it still gives me a 5 point middle on both those. The issue here is I think North Carolina wins by 25 points here. So I'm going to stick with the heels. I don't see Kansas coming up with answers because I don't think North Carolina played that well.
No, absolutely. We saw missed opportunities there for sure. So I'm with you. Give me North Carolina on the money line in the second half.
Yeah, plus 305 on the money line in the second half for North Carolina. I don't see it. I mean, I think what we've seen in these NCAA tournament games, and Kansas obviously is a good team. I mean, this is a good team with some, it's Kansas. They're going to get the top-notch recruits, right? They're going to get those guys. We know that, Joel Embiid played at Kansas, Danny Manning played at Kansas, Wilt Chamberlain played at Kansas. I wonder how many women he slept with at Kansas. Anyone know that?
Oh,
God,
man.
Wilt. He's always working the room. Always working the room. It's like, remember that on the live show? It's like, some of it had to have been threesomes. And we Googled it. It's like, Wilt loved threesomes.
Totally forgot about that whole conversation.
Yeah,
that
see?
was my first month of being with Pig Dogs. I was like, wow, what'd I get myself into here?
It always comes full circle. It always comes full circle. So Ruffalo called that hat trick on the drive-thru. Who had the hat trick?
Yeah, he called it on, it was Austin Matthews. He called it on Puck and Crazy today. For those 50 likes, came out with that hat trick there. Absolutely beautiful. Plus 2,200. Absolutely destroyed the books.
I say screw the plus the 6.5. I say we go for the plus 305 here.
I'm getting plus 350, so shop that line.
Yeah, let me see. Let me refresh because I'm going to guess it's going to go higher. There was a lot of Kansas money out there. A lot of people on Kansas. And the odd thing was that I saw a lot of today was Kansas money line at minus 185. So I'm at 310 on Carolina is where I'm at. So Joe's got a better line than me. I got Kansas is minus 390 on the money line, minus 6.5. Now, the second half total where Joe is involved here, 79. Now, we were low on Saturday in Duke, Carolina. See, Carolina has faced off against, in this tournament, teams similar to Kansas, but Kansas has not faced teams like Carolina because they faced two teams in the last two games that have no center.
Yep.
Right? Well, Duke, their center is, shoots 80% from the line. He's like, right? I mean, Williams, we saw him, dunking with his both feet flat on the ground. So, that's why I really like North Carolina here. So Dave has plus 290. You got to shop those lines. Of course, go to pickdogs.com or sportschatplace.com. Click on sports books. And we have all kinds of books, all kinds of offers for you. Congratulations to Chris Ruffalo on hitting that hat trick.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Chris, I like I said this morning on our show, when I talked about everybody that's contributed on our site for college basketball, including all of you that have been with us all season, Chris Ruffalo, while I love to bust his chops and he's one of my favorite guys to make fun of in the entire world, he really knows his stuff because he writes thousands of articles a year. So to write those articles, you really have to dig into the stats. Yeah. Like, I always have multiple screens because I was a writer. So it's like I used to write everything myself. So that's how I get accustomed to using all these different screens because I have my stats up and everything I'm writing, and instead of having to flip pages, I'm looking.
Makes sense.
Anyways, I kind of spent my Carolina money. Well, some of it already. I did buy another pen because I was telling Joe this morning. I was like, I need a pen because I have one that's like my lucky pen. Everything is possible pen that I had engraved. Everything is possible, and then I have this pen which I bought today because I knew I was going to win this bet, but I have not cashing yet. But I tell you what, I'm going to take the heels here plus the 310 in the second half. I like them plus the 6.5 points. I think the Carolina team total at over 36.5. I like all three of those.
Oh, absolutely. I love that team total over for sure. It's going to be a great second half, Mitch. Can't wait.
I'm going bigger on the money line than the other two bets. Normally people do it the other way around, but I'm going bigger because I think the other two are more conservative, and that's just how I roll.
Big or go home.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I see it all day long here.
Let's see what happens when I go to put these in.
The book's gonna cry.
Oh, they blocked me.
Really gonna cry.
They blocked me. They rejected something. Let me see what happened. They said, "Oh, I see. All right." They topped me out on halftime bets at 2,500 on a single ticket.
Oh man.
So,
I hate when they do that.
Yeah, well, they always. I mean, I haven't found a place that hasn't done that to me yet.
Oh, they do that to me on parlays. They don't like me parlaying, so that's what I get.
Anyways, yeah, I got my Sports Chat Play shirt on. It's funny because like I had so much stuff going on today. I played golf, and I then came home, did all my videos, edited my videos, and I wanted to work out, so I worked out, and I was watching the game, working out, and then I was like, do I have time for a second workout? And it's like,
nice.
there's 6 minutes left to go in the game. My second workout takes about 23 to 25 minutes. No problem. It was no problem. I had 2.5 minutes left to spare of game time.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, but I really liked getting out on the golf course today. I hit some horrific shots. I shot a 90. It's probably the worst score I've shot in 30 years. But I'll tell you what, it was nice getting out there. Our course is really hard, I mean, to begin with, and it was super windy. And, I hadn't played in 7 months. So I played once in 7 months. And I shot a 90, 40, 46, and 44. I could have, I 3-putted a few times, and, I could easily 10 strokes that I would normally have had.
Yeah.
But it just takes time. A lot of that stuff is repetition and practice, and especially with the swing. With the putting, I think a lot of it is just putting, but you just practice as well. And I hit a lot of putts too, but my swing just wasn't. It wasn't. I wasn't as good as I normally am. I wasn't.
Okay.
It was just. I wasn't on target. I was like, that's how I was behind that giant tree. I've played that course, hundreds of times. I've never been behind that tree. Never.
That tree is so huge, right in the middle.
It's gigantic.
How do you get behind that tree?
I hit it. Well, what happened was I hit my drive, and I ended up on the side of a hill like this. So I had the ball was below my feet, and I tried to play it off the inside of the club to kind of make sure, because I knew that the grass was going to pull my club face. So I also was at that downhill angle. So when you're downhill and you're standing above, the ball is always going to go out. So you have to try and hit it this way. But what happened was I had too many different things, because it was high grass and this and I hadn't played, and all those things. And I hit it, and it was just like all the things that I did all canceled each other out. And it was just, it just went like this. And I was right behind that tree. And the thing was, I was so close to the tree, I couldn't go over the tree. The only thing I could do is go under the tree, and then there's all sorts of bunkers over in the green like that. I hit a driver, and there, which is it's not in the book, but it felt good.
That's good.
Yeah, I ended up in the bunker, and I got up and down. I was fortunate.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got out there, Mitch. I was happy to see that.
Yeah, it was fun. I think I will start playing again and getting out there. So if anyone's in Maui and wants to go play 18 at my club, it takes me only about 2 hours and 20 minutes to play 18 holes. There's nobody out there. So
nice.
If anyone's out here, you're more than welcome. Hit me up.
Awesome.
But anyways, I'm on Carolina here second half. Like I said at the beginning, I said at the beginning, I only took Carolina money line, and I only took Carolina alternate line. I didn't bet this game any other way.
Yeah, I took the over. You think there's any hopes of us getting over that 152?
Yeah, I wonder what was the halftime of Duke Carolina?
What was the halftime? It was,
Carolina was losing in that game at halftime, but it was close. It wasn't 15. It was closer than that. It was like 3, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
What was the hat? Here, I'll find
I
out.
can't remember. I'm trying to think what it was.
Well, I got it right here.
Okay.
I mean, I thought you could just had it in front of you, but
No, I didn't.
All right, so halftime was 37-34. So there was 71 in the first half there. This one, we were lower than that, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because Kansas can't score. It's kind of like watching the Oklahoma State Thunder. It's like they're just not helping the over here.
They're not. They're not at all. They're not giving us an inch here for that over.
Chris Ruffalo is here. Congrats on that hat trick. A lot of people here congratulating you on that Austin Matthews. Is that who it was?
Yeah, Austin Matthews for the hat trick. Chris
Nice.
Ruffalo.
So yeah, I even got it.
Blowing it up.
I even got the name right there. I learned a new hockey name. So yeah, for me,
way better than Connor McDavid.
Way better than Connor McDavid.
Way better.
Yeah, for me, it's Carolina all the way. I'm riding till the wheels come off. That's what I have. I'm not changing it. No reason.
No, me either.
There we
go. I'm so glad all the people got that. So he gave it out on the drive-through as well as on Puckin' Crazy. So that's awesome.
That's how he does it.
Yeah.
That's how he does
Fantastic.
it. Gives out the same picks everywhere. Second half, I'm on Carolina money line, Carolina points. I could easily hedge out here. I have a 8.5 point middle on the money line and a 5 point middle on my alternate line bet, but I don't care. I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, and maxed out my halftime ticket in the process. And I always say in these big games, don't bet too big. Just stick to what you do. Kansas doesn't look lethargic. Kansas came out and lit it up. I think North Carolina hasn't played their best basketball. I still believe that they played very sloppy, and they didn't gain any kind of momentum until at least 10 to 12 minutes into the first half. They were down. I mean, when Kansas came out and scored that first 3 right out of the gate, then a 2, then it was 9-3, right? Kansas, and it looked like they were off to the races. They were getting the blocks inside. Love got blocked, foul right out of the gate on him, on Baycott, on Manic, right out of the gate. I think free throws are a big part of the difference, but I think the big part of the difference was when they left Manic open for those 2 wide open threes, and he hit them both.
Absolutely.
And after that, it's like they've been rattled, and Carolina hasn't given them the second chance baskets that Kansas was getting in the first 10 minutes of the first half. A lot of those long rebounds off these misses. You saw a lot of long rebounds where the ball hit the rim and then bounced outside the arc. And Kansas was getting those and getting second chance, third chance, fourth chances. And then it just kind of stopped there. Anything else, Joe?
No.
What do you look? You're like looking at something. I don't know.
I keep seeing the game over my TV, like over my screen here. I've got not the game, flashes back of the game. It's just super exciting one here, Mitch. And then I was going into my book to put some more on that money line. I couldn't resist putting more on it.
Well, there it is.
With the line I was getting.
The truth is out. Joe Madden was gambling on the air. It's like
I had to get it in. I had to put more on it.
I could imagine most of my other jobs that I ever had. It's like, well, what are you doing? How come you're not paying attention? I'm gambling. I'm putting my bets in. Oh, okay.
Put some more on it. The more we talk about this game, the more I absolutely love them on the money line in the second half. And
so is this Bob Fishman's last game? He's broadcasting. It looks like they're showing a tribute to Bob Fishman. He went to my college, and he spoke every year that I was there, and I went every single time that he spoke, and I talked to him after the shows and after the after the thing, every single time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Oh, yeah. He's done, I think, like almost every NCAA tournament final and Final Four for the last 50 years. It's got to be something like that. I mean, that he's directed them
crazy.
all.
Won't be the same without him.
Yeah, he's directed them all. And I used to ask him, like, what's the toughest sport to instead of giving them a standing ovation? He's crying.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've got a commercial on now. I don't know why I'm not getting that.
Yeah, a legend.
Yep.
Legend. And he said that the toughest thing that he has ever broadcast is NASCAR. And he said, you just don't have a lot to work with. He's like, it's very tough to make it interesting because this was before they had all the in-car cameras and all that other stuff they have now. And he said, very, very hard to make it interesting over a, several hours. He says, and then, a bunch of drunks, rednecks, end up cutting your TV, your cable, and now you're down to one camera. He's like, what do you do? It's like,
that'd be brutal.
yeah. He's like, just very, very tough. He's like, he goes, and most of the tracks are in like, they might be close to some major cities, but most of them are kind of way outside. So they're getting like replacement stuff. I don't think Baycott is that hurt, Ron. I don't. He seemed to be fine. He's not, he's not looking hobbled or wobbled. We got Joe frozen there. It was a good look for her.
Oh, nice. Great. Glad to hear it. Oh, yeah, that's a perfect look.
So the line's still moving around here. I just can't get off Carolina. Yeah,
I can't get off it either.
Jay Riv just gets here. He's asked if anybody else is putting money on North Carolina money line second half. That's my play. I have North Carolina alternate line for the game and money line are the only two bets I had on the game. At halftime here, my bets were North Carolina money line was my I did 2.5 units on North Carolina money line and then 1.5 units each on North Carolina with the points and the North Carolina over 36.5 were my second half bets. Joe, what were yours here?
Yeah. I took the over on North Carolina, and I took them just on the money line, and I took them twice on the money line because I liked it even more and more the more you talked about it. So
it's Joe's like, well, I can't tell my bets because I'm too busy making them. It's like,
exactly. I was freaking. I was like, well, I could pick up my phone and try to do it here on my phone, but I'm gonna make sure I get it in here, and I know I'm going to be looking sideways, but I got to get this in again.
I don't think we're too far from that here, from being able to do that sort of stuff. It's just, it's being in the right states and things like that. And I want to do a lot more of that stuff. We have a lot of live betting things that we're going to be doing coming up. But North Carolina with the 18 second chance points, while Kansas only has 2, and that is the difference in the game. Wow. That's 16 points right there. And, but Kansas has had a lot of second chances. I wonder what their shooting percentage is on these second chance points. I think North Carolina has just looked tougher. And Kansas is going to have to do what they did to Miami and come out and just rip off 10 straight points, in order to get back in this game.
Yeah, and I don't know if they can against this defense.
I don't know. Baylor did. Baylor did it. It looked similar with Baylor. Maybe they were even up more. But, Carolina definitely looks dialed in and looks like we're ready to go here for the second half. And we are playing basketball. So we'll stay for about 2 minutes here. That's what we generally do. And then we'll let everyone get off on their merry way.
Yeah.
Joe can get back to her live betting.
I probably will hit it again. So
once again, I said it this morning, I'll say it again. Thanks to everyone who was a part of this college basketball season, all of our writing team. I mentioned everybody by name, specifically this morning, all of the people that came on all of our college basketball shows. I named everybody specifically this morning. And, just all of you that make it all possible all the time. And I don't mean that in a cheesy, sappy way, even though it sounds that, because you guys know it's not my style. But it's like, at the end of the day, I appreciate all of you guys except for the trolls and scumbags.
Absolutely.
How do I know Joe is going to be? That'll be the clip. I appreciate all of you guys, except for the trolls and scumbags, of course.
Can I clip that? That sounds perfect to clip.
I'm sure.
Okay, awesome. You guys are going to see that on Instagram for sure.
Well, Kansas does come out of the gate here and get a 2. And North Carolina now, their chance to retaliate, about 9 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know how you guys stand as far as time goes with me. Normally I'm behind everybody, but looks like a non-call there on the shot. I just lost mine, so I might have to go. No, I got it.
Lose it?
No, I think I got it.
Okay.
So this is what Kansas did to Miami on the comeback, was fed it inside to the big man.
Yeah.
So that's why they keep showing that over and over again. So about 18:36 left to go in the game. We'll stay for about another minute. Yep, I'm ready for baseball, for sure. I'm always ready at the beginning of the season, and by Labor Day I'm done.
Well, by Labor Day,
it's like by July we're like, when's football? And then it's like, oh, preseason football. We get excited about preseason football, and then we realize, oh, it's preseason. Man, it sucks.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, it does.
Brian always loves preseason football.
Really?
It. Yeah, he loves it. He normally does really well. Last year, I don't think he did as well as he normally does. Normally, he tears it up.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like that's
good to know.
It's this thing.
Yeah.
My TV's frozen now.
It's weird. I wonder why.
I don't know, but it looked like North Carolina somehow got the ball and something happened.
Yeah, they've turned it now back over to Kansas here. Kansas with the point.
Brown.
2 points.
And so down to 11 here for the second half for the game. But
my Flames are up, Robert just told me. Awesome.
I gave out a lot of hockey picks on the thing this morning, but I didn't have not a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah, not a lot at all.
I think I lost all of them. Carolina, another brick on a 3. That's starting out the way the first half started. Braun again. 6 straight points here for Kansas to start the second half. And we'll go to the next whistle. It's about 17.
Wow. Nice 3-pointer.
There it is. And, Love has been the silencer all tournament for Carolina. And lead back to 12. Gonna need a little help for my money line second half, but my 6.5 still hanging in there. And also,
you're gonna get it.
Well, I'm 33.5 points away from my Carolina team total over. But see, this is Kansas came out with the momentum there, but now it's the wind looks to be out of the sails once again. If Carolina scores here, this is going to be a very tough second half for Kansas. No, but they don't. And kind of wide open. Oh, what a block. Did they call goaltending on that?
Not seeing it. They're calling it or not.
It looks like they're calling goaltending. Yeah, they gave it goaltending on that one, but I don't think it was. I don't think. Wow. That's rough.
It is.
Have to show it. Carolina misses a 3 but gets the rebound. How is that not a foul? I don't know. But then they miss another one. Just a lot of offensive boards here, and 2 more for Carolina. Lead back to 12. It just seems every time Kansas starts to make any kind of move here, Love saves the day.
Yeah.
Love is the answer.
Love is always the answer. Can't stop love.
And world peace. Here's he is again. Yep, off the front. Now Kansas has a chance to get it to single digits here. And they call the block on Carolina on this. Wow. Down to 8-1. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Well, it's not a 3-point play unless he hits the free throw. But thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We'll have a new national champion, and we'll be talking NBA. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.